Good afternoon, Mr. Elmer Mackenzie. It's an honor to be speaking with a soldier that fought for our country in World War I.
Thank you for having me.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I am from Toronto, Ontario, and I was born in 1897. I lived with my father and my brother until I was 19 and then enlisted into the Army.
What made you decide that you wanted to enlist in the Army?
My brother Doug wanted to enlist. At the time the war started, a lot of guys were enlisting in the Army, so my brother wanted to as well. My father would not let him go to war without a buddy, and so I enlisted with him. We enlisted at the start of the war in 1914.
What was one of the most significant battles that you fought in?
One of the most significant battles that I fought in was Vimy Ridge.
I understand this was in France. Where in France were you fighting?
I was fighting near French town Arras with the British.
What was it like leading up to this battle?
It was very scary. I arrived at Vimy Ridge in October 1916. They began training us right away, and there was a lot of preparation being done before this battle.
What was done in order to plan for the battle?
One of the most important projects done to plan for the battle were the 11 underground tunnels that were being built. These tunnels were built so that we could reach the front lines of the Germans safely. There was also a mock battlefield where we would practice things like climbing out of trenches. We were shown so many maps and aerial photographs to show us the strategic plan set out by Major General Arthur Currie. Many troops also helped build roads, tunnels, trenches, and then we were also busy bringing food, guns, and munitions to the front lines. It was scary because all of this work was done at night so that the Germans wouldn't see us.
Was all of this planning a usual thing to be done before a battle?
A lot of planning was always done, but this time there was even more. They used lessons that they learned from the Battle of the Somme and used as many soldiers as they could get. After the British and the French tried to capture this land twice, they called in all 4 Canadian divisions.
How did they change their strategies based on what happened at the Battle of Somme?
One thing that they changed were the artillery tactics. They made it so that the bombs would explode on contact. They also used a method called creeping barrage. They would start bombarding no man's land and advance towards the German trenches.
Why was it so important to win this battle?
Well, the Allies thought that if they won this battle, it would end the stalemate between them and the German forces. It was also an advantage point because of the height of the land.
What were the conditions like during the battle?
The conditions are horrible. There were wounded soldiers everywhere, and most of their bodies were buried there or not found because of the mud. It was very sad to see.
Once the battle was over, how did it feel?
Well, it was very good that we had won the battle. It was a very important battle for Canadians because we were able to capture the land that the British and the French could not. Also, many Canadian lives were lost. Many people say that it was the birth of a nation. Although this was all very good, all those Canadian lives were lost, and my brother, he was injured in the battle.
As you said, this battle is very important to Canada. Can you explain why?
This battle was very important in Canadian history for several reasons. One of the reasons is that we captured the land after the French and the British could not. It was the first time the Canadians were noticed for what they could do, and people saw the many Canadians we lost in battle of Vimy Ridge. Not only was this an achievement for our soldiers, but this battle showed Britain we could do things on our own.
Wow, it was amazing to be able to interview you. Thank you so much for your time today, Mr. Elmer Mackenzie.
Thank you.